Today, traders 1 minute mindset resets. A great question today from a trader. Why don't I use technical analysis? And I suppose that depends on how you define what technical analysis is. I have a diploma in technical analysis from the Australian Technical Analysts Association, and I used technical analysis for many years. But coming back to, I suppose, a rinse and repeatable method of making money consistently over time, developing crystallizing my trading approach with setups made the biggest impact on my trading. So I talk to traders who use indicators on their charts, and like for example, today we had day 3 longs in the market on yen, Canadian dollar, pound yen, euro yen, for textbook day 3 long high day short trades. Now, technical analysis using indicators would have potentially kept me long in the trade, but it's just as easy for me to count 3 days breaking out and then looking for the setup in the session. Every single trade setup that I use has a trigger day, a trigger day, so a day that gives me a signal to monitor the market the following day in the session that I'm trading. So for example, we may get a 3-day setup for low of the week, but on the euro it was in the European London session. So for me in the New York session, the 3 days of breakout traders on the US yen, Canadian dollar, pound yen, euro yen was a textbook playbook setup. Now the other thing to consider is that if you're taking trades and you're selling the high and buying the low, my objective is never to sell the high or buy the low. My objective is to position myself once the high is locked in, or position myself once the low is locked in. And so the differentiating factor there is that if you sell the high and it's a random sort of impulsive trade because the market's at the high as the session's opening, the question that I would ask is that how comfortable would you be to put size on that trade? Because when I take a day 3 high a day, day 3 breakout trade, high a day short trade, the high is locked in, and that's a repeatable setup. If I just sell the high of an instrument because it's at the high of the week, even if it goes down, the question I have is that maybe next time it'll go up. I could get in and it could keep going up. So it's one of those things where when I built my playbook, that I built that around what I was going to be doing in live time with size. I wanted to be able to continue to grow those trades in size. And if it's random and you're taking trades because they're at the high or the low, that's when you can end up getting into trades. Oil's a great example. Day 3, a low of the day buy in the Europe-London session, takes out the high of the day. And then 3 pushes into the high of the day, it breaks down and continues to go even lower. So traders who have gone long, maybe at the low of the day, if they didn't take money, they may have been in a decent trade where they could have locked in pips or profits. But if they held on to that trade did a measured move against them all the way back down. So in terms of technical analysis, indicators will often be lagging, so they tend to be following price. So if I'm looking to sell up high, my indicators, if I was using them, would still be showing a move in the long direction. It's just I choose not to use anything. I don't want to use anything. You can, but at the end of the day, when you see these setups enough, you'll know when the high or the low is locked in. You can draw your high bull, you can draw your high bear or your low bear, and when your thesis is correct and based on a setup, then typically you know where your stop should be placed, and if it doesn't behave as it should, you know to cut the trade, and you know where this trade has the potential to fall to. Especially if there's no news on the calendar. And if there is news and you're in the trade and it's an hour into the trade, the news may act as a catalyst to blow off and complete the move. So hopefully that helps. But yeah, technical analysis, I think if it works for you, it's valid, but it's not part of my playbook. It's not part of any of my playbook setups. And I've culled that down to, basically 6 trade setups. And, it doesn't fit into any of them. So hopefully that helps. We've had a big week. It's Wednesday. I think we're probably going to continue to have some fairly decent moves. No news on Thursday and news on Friday. Had a great workout, nice steam, and another day. Have a great day, traders. Keep it going, and we'll speak soon.